City Series cigars and Citrus 7s, black cement 3s, 4s, the hairs and bread 11s. No doubt that I'll be wearing some fire at any sighting. With these Dorenbecker 5s, you can see me in any lighting. It's exciting, I'll be flexing to the coldest degree.
What's up, everybody? It's Sneakerhead M Checks. I got the 2023 Thunder Jordan 4 scheduled to release Saturday, May 13th. So as usual, we're going to take a close detailed look at the shoe from all angles. I also have the 2012 Thunder 4s and the 2006 Thunder 4s. So I'll be comparing these two to the 2023 pair throughout the video and discuss any differences. I'm going to unlace the 2023 pair, put them on and step around them so I can see they look on feet. And then I'll share my opinion on the shoe and then talk about release predictions, reselling predictions, and all that stuff. So let's get right to it. So the suede on these is a little bit thicker than it is on the two previously released Thunder 4s. It's not a huge difference, but if you look at them all next to each other, you should be able to see what I'm talking about right away. The suede on the 2023 Thunders is actually like the suede on the red Thunder 4s that released last year. Here's the tongue. Now the yellow on the midsole is a little bit darker than the yellow on the upper. It's not a big difference, and it's actually pretty hard to see on camera, but it's easier to see in person, and it's really not that big of a difference. It's kind of the same way on the 2012 and 2006 pair. It's a little bit more on these, but still, it's just a minor difference. Got some pretty heavy brush strokes on the paint on the midsole. But boy, I tell ya, it's so nice to have a pair of these where I don't have to worry about the paint on the midsole chipping. At least for the next couple of years. If you have any older Jordan 4s, and not even necessarily older, any Jordan 4s that have been around for a couple of years or more, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's a real pain in the ass, but you know, we love our Jordan 4s, so we deal with it. Here's the back. White Jumpman logos. Interior is all black, including the insoles. Backside of the tongue is yellow with the inverted Air Jordan strip. The reason I say inverted is because the 2012 and 2006 pair has the white strip with the black text, and these have the black strip with the white text. Also, if you look at both of these, they have the yellow Jumpman on the insole, and these have the white Jumpman. And here's the sole. Here's the box they come in. The usual lid attached Jordan 4s box. Black, yellow, and white to match the sneakers. Nice sturdy box, which I always appreciate. Inside is yellow. Has the splatter paper inside. And here's the box label. Air Jordan 4 Retro, black, white, and Tour yellow. Here's a quick all-around view of the shoe. Alright, now let's see how they look on feet.
I got the sneakers to match it. I'm with a diamond, she ratchet. Kicks, 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 kicks. I got these thunders to match my pajamas, so I wore my sneakers to breakfast. Because Kyrie Irving collab with the cereals, I connect kicks on my breakfast. I'm humble as hell, I'm not trying to brag, but really my sneaker game reckless. They go up in value, one day I might sell a couple of go get me a Lexus. I'm making mad sneaker investments, I cop a new pair and I'm sitting on them. They think I'll be wasting my money just buying these sneakers, I also make flips on them.
Alright, so to recap on the differences real quick. The biggest and most obvious difference here is probably the suede. From 2006 to 2012, it didn't really change at all. But if you look at the 2023 pair, they have that thicker suede that was used on the Red Thunder 4s that we got last year. Another difference is the tongue. It's a lot thicker on the 2023 pair. You see how these have some cushion, but on the 2012 pair and the 2006 pair, it's real thin. And also this strip on the back side of the tongue, on the original 2006 pair, it was white with black text. 2012 had the same thing, but 2023 they inverted it with the black strip and white text. They also added this little yellow part right here. Now I'm not talking about the yellow under the netting or the eyelet. I'm talking about this part that goes all the way up here and up here. See, on both previous releases, that part was black. Now this is something that could easily be overlooked like at first glance, but once you peep it, you really can't unsee it. Also, the color on the logos on the insoles has changed. On the 2006 pair, the insole has a yellow Jumpman. Same thing on the 2012 pair. And then for the 2023 retro, they gave us a white one. It's a very slight difference in the shade of yellow. Here's the 2006 pair, here's 2012, and here's 2023. And it seems like the shade of yellow got slightly darker over the years. 2006 seems to be the brightest, 2012 seemed to get a little darker, and then 2023 is a little bit darker than that. But it's such a slight difference, it may not even be worth talking about. But I figured I'd say it anyway. And that's pretty much it. From 2006 to 2012 retro, there were very few differences at all. Obviously, this yellow Jumpman on the back is from age. Same thing with the eyelets, but yeah. Looking past that, these two are damn near twins. We definitely see a lot more differences on the 2023 pair, but none of them are that major. Earlier when I pulled the Red Thunders out, I was looking at them and I realized they got the same thing going on back there, on the back of the tongue. And then I started to realize the 2023 Thunder 4s are the same exact shoe as these, just in yellow. Because it's not just the back of the tongue. You know, I was talking about the suede earlier. The suede is the same. But then also, remember how I pointed out that these had the white Jumpman on the insole when the 2012 and the 2006 pair had the yellow? I'm looking at the inside of these and I realized these got the white Jumpman. And really, if you look at the shoes next to each other, it's literally the same exact shoe. I mean, everything. Look at the sole. And I honestly thought Red Thunders was a dumbass nickname for these because, honestly, what the fuck is Red Thunder? Y'all ever seen Red Thunder before? I haven't, you know what I mean? Like, there was so many other things they could have named these. I really thought, like, Infrared 4s was what they should have been called. And they ended up making Infrared 4s afterwards, you know, with the crayon and stuff. But, like, I thought that was silly. I'm like, yo, they could have did so much better with this nickname. But then now that we got these, the 2023 Thunder 4s, and they're exactly like those, like, now the Red Thunder's nickname kind of makes a little bit more sense. I still hate it, I'm not gonna lie, but I guess I can be a little bit more accepting of it now because this is crazy. Like, they're really the exact same shoe. It's almost like they just took these, took a bunch of pair of these, and then just painted them yellow. Let me start off by saying Thunder 4s is my favorite Jordan 4 colorway of all time. Well, actually, this is my favorite Jordan 4 colorway that I can afford. My favorite Jordan 4 colorway of all time is either the purple Friends and Family Travis Scott 4s or the Encore Eminem 4s. But, you know, like, those are different. Those ain't even released, so, like, you know what I mean? So besides those two, this is my favorite Jordan 4 colorway. Now, 2006, the year that this pair came out, is a very special year to me. That's when I first started to really get into sneakers. You know, like, I had liked sneakers, you know, for a few years. Like, I was into them, but, like, that's when I first started, like, paying attention to releases and stuff like that. Now, I didn't actually get this 2006 pair in 2006. The 06 release was not a general release like the 2012 pair was or the 2023 pair is going to be. It was an exclusive release. I forgot exactly how they did it. I want to say it was online only or only released in a certain amount of stores or something like that. I'm not really sure, but they were definitely limited. They released the men's size
only, 7 and up, and they came with a special jacket. Same thing with Lightnings, except Lightnings came with a t-shirt instead of the jacket. So yeah, that was a little above me at the time. You know, I was in like 6th grade. Like I said, I was just getting started. But fast forward a couple of years, and I believe it was 2009 when I got my hands on these. Getting these was actually my first time ever doing a sneaker meetup with a complete stranger. You know, I had done meetups before with people I knew, or people that know somebody I know, or, you know, something like that. But this is my first time doing it with somebody like I didn't know at all. So there was no GOAT or StockX back then. eBay didn't have an authentication process like they do now. eBay was flooded with fakes back then. So the only real aftermarket at the time was Soul Collector and Nike Talk. And of course, Flight Club. You also had stuff like Facebook groups and, you know, stuff like that, but those just weren't as safe. Now, these were like 1,000 at Flight Club back then. Way out of my budget for a pair of sneakers at the time, or anything really. I ended up finding this pair on Soul Collector. Now, Soul Collector and Nike Talk were not anything like GOAT and StockX and eBay are today. They were actually more so like information sites for forums and blogs and stuff like that. But people also use them to buy and sell sneakers. Now, I never used Nike Talk, so I'm gonna just speak on Soul Collector. Soul Collector had a marketplace section where people could buy and sell sneakers. And the way it worked was, you know, people would list their sneakers, you search for whatever shoe you're looking for, and if you found something you want to buy, you had to message the seller, and then they'd make what they used to call an agreement. And an agreement was like a contract. The seller would write everything out like, Heatmaster 85 agrees to sell Jordan 4 Thunder size 7 with original box and retro card to Sneakerhead M checks for $500 cash. Meet up at disclosed location on Saturday, March 18, 2009 at 5 p.m. Something like that. Or Sneakerhead M Checks agrees to pay Heatmaster 85 $500 via PayPal, and Heatmaster 85 will ship Jordan 4 Thunder size 7 with original box and retro card to Sneakerhead M Checks via UPS by March 21st, 2009. Tracking will be provided, you know, something like that if you were doing shipping. Then once the transaction is done or expires, the buyer and the seller have the ability to leave each other feedback, just like it is on eBay today. So the seller who had these had amazing feedback. He had a bunch of transactions, all positive reviews. He was located in Queens, New York, and I'm in Jersey, so we agreed to meet in Soho at the Kid Robot store. So me and my man took the bus over to the city, then we got on a subway train and rode over by Kid Robot and then walked there. Meetup went smooth, and I couldn't be happier to get my hands on these. So yeah, like, that was always a real memorable story to me. You know, number one, because it was just like a shoe that I really loved. Like, I really wanted this shoe. You know, it's a crazy colorway. Nobody had the shoe. I ain't know nobody with it. And at that age, like, getting a shoe like this and wearing it to school, like, I was that guy. I was him. I was so thirsty to wear him. I wore him that Monday to school. My fit was trash, and I ain't even care. I threw on a double shirt. Let me just show you. Fit was horrible. But I ain't even care because I'm like, yo, I got Thunder 4s. Let somebody say something to me. No, what could somebody say? I got Thunder 4s. Who got these? You know what I mean? And let me tell you, nobody said nothing about my fit. After that, I did get a better fit. I got a couple of better fits. So no, that was the first and only time I put on that horrible fit. I just couldn't wait to wear these. So like, yeah, these was extra special to me, you know, just because of like, you know, how much I like the colorway, and then the story behind me getting them was, you know, will always be memorable. So you could imagine in 2012, mind you, that's only like 3 years later. When 2012 came around and they re-released these as a GR, as a general release, I was mad as hell. I'm like, yo, no way. Because mind you, there's no GOAT in StockX like where I could just hop on an app and just, you know, have the money to buy something. Like, we really had to hunt for these sneakers. That little story I just told y'all about the Thunders, I had plenty of stories about a lot of sneakers, because that's how we had to get sneakers back then, especially at my age. I couldn't just walk in a Flight Club, you know, because I ain't had that kind of money, just walk in a Flight Club and just spend it or whatever. Flight Club was a very occasional thing when you really up, you know what I mean? So I was tight. I'm like, yo, ain't no way I just did all that. I'm that guy. I mean, like I said, I had a nice little 3 years of being able to wear these and nobody having them and breaking mad necks. But still, I'm like, yo, how did y'all just do me like that? Jordan Brand, how'd y'all just drop these and just let everybody get them? So I was mad as hell. Like, my stubborn ass didn't even get the 2012 pair. Even though this is a size 7, and by then, I didn't even know what size I want. I had to be like a 9, maybe an 8.5, you know, or whatever. But I was probably like a size, I think I was a size 9. And I'm over here taking the insole out, trying to squeeze my foot into a men's 7, like, bro, stubborn as hell. And I kept wearing these, and like, I let people know, now, these are the 2006 Thunders. Finally, when I really couldn't fit a 7 no more, no insole or whatever, I finally broke down and I bought the 2012 pair. So even though I have these, and as you can see, the condition is fine, I'm still gonna keep this 2023 pair. If somebody gives me an offer that I can't refuse, I mean, I'll sell these now and then just get them again in May. But regardless, these are a must for the collection. You know, I gotta have the whole family. 2023, 2012, and 2006. Beautiful. I actually like the 2012 pair a little better than these just because the 2012 pair is more on point with the 06 pair. However, none of the differences are really bothersome. I mean, like, you know, most of them are like in here and in places that you're really not going to see on foot. The slightly thicker suede is not really a big deal. It's not like a huge difference, so I'm not really tripping over none of the differences, so I can really live with them. So I definitely appreciate this 2023 pair, because like I said, even though my 2012 pair is good now, the paint is starting to chip on the midsole a little bit. And if you have any Jordan 4s that are, you know, a little up there in age, you know that's pretty much inevitable. You can't wear them without making it progressively worse. And then on top of that, this is an 11-year-old shoe, so that's fine now, but you know, eventually these won't be wearable. So it's about time that these passes torch to this pair. I always have mixed feelings with one of my favorites re-releases, because it's always nice to get a fresh new pair, but then like everybody else gets them again and you see them everywhere, and like that blows my mind, because like this is one of my favorite colorways, but I don't like wearing stuff that I see everybody else wearing. I know everybody wears Jordans, but like I like to wear the colorways that I don't be seeing people wearing, you know. Like I like to wear my older shoes, like obviously the ones that are wearable, but I like to wear my older shoes that you don't see every day. Like when something new comes out, like I'll cop it if I like it, but I'm gonna just stash it. I may wear them, you know, like before the release here and there, but after they come out and everybody gets them and I go out and I see them everywhere, I'm not wearing them. You know what I mean? Like I hate going out and having something on and I see somebody else with it. And I'm not about to be, as much as I love these, once these come out, I'm not about to be that guy in the club wearing it when there's 5 other people with the same pair of kicks on. Like I hate that. You know what I mean? Like my outfit gonna be better than the other 5 people, but still, you know what I mean? Like I'd rather be the only person with whatever I got on. I think this will have a lot of hype around them come release time, so it should be a pretty difficult cop. Once these sell out on release day, I think they'll be reselling for around like 300. As usual, bigger sizes will probably resell for a little bit more than smaller sizes. GS pairs should also be flippable. Y'all should already know these are going to be a great hold. Y'all know how Jordan 4s are. This is a legendary colorway, so it should be a good long-term hold. I wouldn't really blame anybody for selling them now or later. Everybody got different circumstances, and don't forget, time is money. You know, I'll be saying shoes are a good hold, but you got to keep in mind you're holding a shoe when you could be selling them now, taking that money and reinvesting it. So, you know, you got to think about that when it comes to holding shoes. Yeah, good luck to everybody that's trying to cop a pair of these to wear. I definitely appreciate all of y'all who are still watching this video at this point. If this video is helpful or informative in any way, I really appreciate if you give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel or just haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to my channel and tap that little bell icon next to the subscribe button and select all. That way when I put a new video out, you get notified and you won't miss out on anything. Thank you all for watching. Everybody, please stay safe and healthy out there, and I'll see you next time.